You think this is...
I do not answer questions.
Are you Corey Boyle?
I do not answer questions.
Yeah, looks like you think so? Yeah. All right. Stay seated, right back with you.
Yep, I do not answer questions.
Welcome back to We the People University. My name is Abaya Israel, former police officer, former sheriff deputy. Hey, really quickly, guys, I just want to say I do read the comments. I have been seeing your comments, but sometimes I just get overwhelmed. I can't respond to them all. But if you do have a question or you would like to chat sometime, reach out to me on my Discord. The link is down below. Today's video was sent to me by a viewer who had a run-in with the same police department who did this to a paralyzed man a few months back. We're going to take a look at a citizen who was stopped by the Dayton, Ohio Police Department for simply going around a police officer. Mr. Bowles felt as though the officer was driving slow, so therefore he went around the officer, never accelerating higher than the speed limit. But what happened after that was a surprise. The officer pulled Mr. Bowles over. I want you to listen carefully to a statement by the driver. He stated as he went through the intersection, the light was yellow. Therefore, when he looked back in his rear view, the police officer was coming through the intersection, but he had to come through on a red light. Once Mr. Bowles was pulled over on the side of the road, the attention quickly turned to his window tints. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to let you watch the video and you determine how did Mr. Bowles handle the situation. I'll go ahead and tell you, I think he did a great job. Definitely remember you have rights and make sure you utilize your rights whenever you encounter police officers. Let's jump into this video.
You think this is...
I do not answer questions.
Are you Corey Boyle?
I do not answer questions.
Yeah, looks like you think so? Yeah. All right. Stay seated, right back with you.
Yep, I do not answer questions.
You roll your window up to about right here for me?
No, thank you.
Roll your window up so I can see it.
No, thank you.
And we'll run a test on
Is that a lawful request?
It is a lawful request.
Under what law? What law requires me to roll my windows up?
Window tint.
What law requires me to roll my windows up? What law requires me to roll my windows up?
Sir,
Not what tint is on the windows.
so I can run a
Not
test
what
on your
tint
window.
is on the windows. What law requires me to roll my windows up?
Window tint law.
What law is that? What law is that? And I'm gonna look it up. What law is it? And I'll look it up. Supervisor. Supervisor, please.
I am a supervisor.
Get your supervisor. Are you refusing to get your supervisor? Are you refusing to get your supervisor? I'm going to request your supervisor one more time, and then I'm going to call the police because I'm scared for my life. Thank you.
So remember, you're never required to assist police in their investigation. If they need you to roll up your window, you're not obligated to. Even if they request for you to tell them, hey, is your address accurate on your driver's license? I don't know. Look it up. I'm not required to assist you in your investigation.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What is your name and what is your position?
John Regal.
Are you Sergeant, Lieutenant?
Police Department.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
Lieutenant Sergeant Regal? You said Lieutenant Regal?
Yes.
Okay, did they explain to you what they just did? Other than the fact that this is an unlawful detainment?
How can I help you?
Okay, so both your officers just came up in a very rude demeanor. I didn't appreciate it. I felt threatened. I called 911 to address my concern because I did not want to get shot today. So anyways, two of your officers were stopped on the side of the road. They had their flashers on, whatever. Okay, so I began to transition in the lane prior to even approaching them. I hopped into the left lane. Light turns green for me. They're still over there with their flashers. I'm going to maintain the left lane. Their flashers go off. I'm like, well, I need this lane because I'm about to hop on 35. I get over. The SUV that was there accelerates and goes about his day. The Charger was flowing at a slow pace of about 20 miles per hour into 35. So I'm like, maybe he's gonna stop again. Maybe he's trying to figure something out. Maybe he's texting and driving. I'm explaining my situation, sir. I put my left turn signal on because that's what my tax dollars do. It gives me the right to do this. I put my left turn signal on to go safely around this man. I accelerated to the speed limit. And I put my right turn signal on to then get in front of him to maintain the lane that I needed to continue to go home.
Why you got pulled over?
No, I'm not. I'm explaining my situation to you to explain that why your officers just performed an illegal detainment.
Okay. How did they do that?
I'm explaining it to you if you wanted to listen.
Keep going.
Okay, so then I got over. The light was transitioning from green to yellow. I went through the intersection. Sure enough, your cop runs the intersection, turns his lights on, pulls me over, and asks me if I'm in a rush. I said, no, here's my ID. Do whatever you're gonna do. And then I said, I don't answer questions. He told me to roll my windows up. I said, oh. I said, is that a lawful request? He said, yes. I said, what law is that requires me to roll my windows up to a certain level? He gave me no excuse. He went to the car where the two officers still kind of stood in a very threatening stance to me.
Did he explain
I asked for his
explain that he wanted you to roll your window up so he could check your tint?
Yeah. I'm not sure about any of that.
Okay,
but what I
did
do
he
know,
explain that to you
I'm
or
not
not?
sure about any of that.
Okay.
But so after that, after
Will you
I
roll your
felt,
window up so I can check your tint?
is that a legal request?
Yes.
Lawful request?
Yes.
What law is that? That requires me?
Illegal tint.
What law requires me to roll my window up, though? Sir, you do not have permission to enter my vehicle.
Are you going to roll your window
You
up?
do not have
Are you gonna
permission.
roll your window up?
You do not have permission to enter my vehicle.
You're on camera too.
I know.
Okay.
And I'm going to request this, and
Are
you
you
guys
re-
will be sued for this
Are
unlawful
you refusing
detaining.
to roll your window up so I can check your tint?
Sir, what is the law that requires me to get your supervisor out? Are you kidding me?
And Mr. Bowles is absolutely correct. A lawful order is simply an order that a law enforcement officer gives you to obey a law. If there is no law, then there is no lawful order. Also, if you look closely, you're going to see the lieutenant's hand move from on top of the car door into the position of getting ready to open the door, which is why you hear Mr. Bowles stating, you do not have permission to enter my car. This lieutenant was about to make a false entry based off what he thought was a lawful order. But as a lieutenant, how do you not know a lawful order is simply an order given to follow a law? Had this lieutenant entered Mr. Bowles' vehicle, it would have been another violation of his Fourth Amendment rights.
What law requires
Tell you what, why don't you call IA after he issues you your tickets
Okay.
and your ticket for unlawful use of 911?
Because I felt threatened? Okay, fine. I'll fight it in court. Because how can you say somebody didn't feel threatened? I was trembling on the phone. I couldn't even give my location. But go ahead.
So you can call.
I will. Oh, I definitely will. I need everybody's cards, too. I need everybody's business cards and badge numbers. Excuse me, Sergeant.
That's a lieutenant, sir.
Excuse me, Lieutenant, sir. I know you can hear me because he heard me. I need everybody's badge numbers. And IA will be the first phone call I make tonight, sir. Silly. Here they come. There they go.
You have something to write with?
Nope.
Okay. That's Sergeant Setti, Sergeant Oliver, and now Lieutenant Legal. Sergeant Setti's name is at the bottom of your tickets. Okay.
Badge numbers?
There you go.
You got badge numbers?
I don't know what their badge numbers
Do you got
are.
business cards? Well, can I get their badge numbers then?
No, Sergeant Setti.
So you're refusing to give me badge numbers?
I don't know the badge numbers.
Well, I can get them from them.
Sergeant Setti, Sergeant Oliver, and Lieutenant Regal.
What are their badge numbers?
I don't know. Okay.
They're right there. Ask them for their badge numbers. So are you refusing to give the badge numbers?
I've given you
Because
their
that's the policy. That's your policy.
Have a
Come
nice
on,
day.
Lieutenant.
Have a nice day.
Come on, Lieutenant. That's the policy. Lieutenant Regal. What's the policy? What's the policy, Lieutenant Regal? Come on, baby. You gonna act a fool and just walk away?
In this case, the lieutenant is clearly lying. He knows the badge numbers. He's trying to protect his officers. But it's okay. The information should, and hopefully they were on the citation. I did speak with Mr. Bowles. He has reached out to Internal Affairs. He's waiting for a phone call back. He's also requesting the body cam footage, and his attorney is on the case to fight the tickets. Kudos to Mr. Bowles. This driver knew his rights, and he refused to let the Dayton, Ohio police step all over them. Make sure you know your rights. Make sure you download my free ebook to help you learn your rights. Therefore, you will know what you can and can't do when you encounter the police, and what the police can and can't do when they encounter you. Make sure you know your rights. With that being said, we the People University, signing off.